special guest, Crypto Vince. Thank you for coming on today, brother. How are
Thanks
you
for
doing
having me. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Yeah, thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on episode 1. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, yeah, again, thank you for coming on today. Huge shout out to you. For those of you who don't know Crypto Vince, he is OG day one. He's been here since the very beginning, and he just epitomizes what it means to be a Hexagon. He's willing to come on today, and he's done other good things for people inside the community. So, real huge shout out to you. Shout out to Smashedkane. You're going to hear me call him Alex a lot. You're going to hear him call me Will a lot. We do go on a first name basis. You can call us by our first names. You can call us by our screen names, whichever works for you. But huge shout out to you too, dude. Thanks for coming on. You were a no coiner before this. You don't know a lot about this space. I was also a no coiner. But you're brand new to this, and you're willing to come on. You're willing to talk, and that gives me different levels of perspective to get to the audience. So thank you for coming on today.
For sure.
And we've got a lot to talk about today, guys. Obviously, Hex is pumping. A lot of you woke up and had a seizure when you looked at your staker app this morning. I know I did for sure.
Me included. Yeah.
Obviously, we're all still waiting on the sacrifice phase, so that's inevitably more pumpamentals coming. And then obviously we have what I wanted to talk about today, the fact that nobody's talking about this except for us. We're the only one, people in this community are the only ones talking about the fastest appreciating asset in the history of mankind. And it goes to show the poison and the toxicity that we have floating around in the influencer space right now. So do you want to chime in on that, Vince?
Yeah, I think, well, it's a little bit of a different perspective for me because, I've been around since day one. But, yeah, I mean, we still have a lot of headway to go in terms of, breaking through to the mainstream. I know Johnny Chaos is doing good things by, personally using his time and funds to sue CoinMarketCap, and I think Hexagons are going to be surprised about how well that goes. In terms of just like Twitter presence, I've seen a lot of growth there too, especially in the past week or so. Because Hexologist made this tweet where he encouraged Hexagons to just follow each other if they haven't already, and so
I saw that. That was cool. Yeah,
it's been amazing to see so many new Hexagons out there that I never even knew existed on Twitter. They're just flooding into the space, so it's really nice to see the army grow.
Yeah, and that's really important to hit on too. I think it's important that this community finds a way to stick together. Even though obviously every person in this community is going to have their differences, political beliefs, whatever it might be. But he has a good point in the saying that we've actually got a tool here to use, and we should just put all that other bullshit aside so that we can make this work. Because the more we stick together, the more this is going to work, and this is just proof of it right in front of you. Currently T-shirts. Did he?
He probably just disconnected, but he comes back in.
He might need a. Are you able to just re-click that link to come back in? Or
the link stays active when the stream's live. So
okay, cool.
He can just jump back in.
Yeah. He'll be able to jump back in. That's cool. So we're currently sitting at a T-share price of $1,900 about. Hex price of about 10.3 cents. Almost 10.4 cents. Looking really good. There he is.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, my shit blue screen. I was like, whoa. Snap. Of course, first episode we go to make of this, and we got technical difficulties.
It's always rough for new influencers sometimes just to get get used to all the technical stuff. Yeah,
PCs are like having a child, man. They
right.
they'll
really
just
fickle.
they'll just mess up on you out of nowhere. It could be the tiniest little thing too. So yeah, things are looking really good here. The price keeps going up. We had a little bit of accumulation phase here. It looks like we're breaking out. As of what I know about Hex, it's a signature move to break resistance and test it as support. So I could expect something like that, and then breaking out again as soon as Richard releases this thing. Yeah, I don't like to go too much into predictions because I definitely can't tell the future, but definitely looks like we're in a nice little period here for Hexin, so that's really exciting.
So what is the sacrifice phase? Because I know you've mentioned it several times.
So right now, Richard is forking the Ethereum network for a slew of reasons that we can go into in a second. Okay. The sacrifice phase is basically a phase that's going to allow you to give up your coins, and really there's no expectation of profit from others here. That's something that's really hit on. So you're sacrificing your coins. But you can sacrifice your coins and get pulse coins back. But also the Ethereum network is being split. So like I mentioned to you earlier, everything that you have in Hex on Ethereum will also be split into P-Hex. So the sacrifice phase is not for either one of those. The sacrifice phase will get you pulse coins, and that basically allows you to have shares in that infrastructure for things like buying power, or maybe you want to stake your coins towards a validator. I've heard things like that. I don't completely understand that whole thing, so I'm going to let Crypto Vince maybe go into more detail about that. But the sacrifice itself is basically you can sacrifice, as of what I know, most ERC20 tokens, which Hex is an ERC20. And basically most coins that are on the Ethereum network. So people that want to come in and sacrifice things like their Doge and like is Doge on there? I'm not sure.
Last I checked, Doge was on the list of other blockchain coins.
Yeah, so there's going to be a list of coins, including all the ones that are on Ethereum, that you can sacrifice towards. Now, for people like me, you, and Vince, we've decided to buy up we've decided to buy up Hex coins so that we can basically pump that price a little and then sacrifice it to basically, what I understand, basically take those coins that we use to pump up the price, then add a circulation to add scarcity. And how that transfers over to the other network and how it affects both P-Hex and E-Hex, I'm a little confused on. But I know to a certain extent it's beneficial for especially Hexicans to sacrifice their Hex because it's good for price performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So if you want to add to that, Vince.
Oh, sure. Yeah, just to backtrack a little bit. I know that it's a little weird that it's being called the sacrifice phase because that kind of terminology has never really been used in crypto before. But the only reason why Richard is calling it that is because there needs to be, for Pulse not to be a security, unregistered security, there has to kind of be a disconnect between the mechanism where you get the coin, or where the mechanism where you give coins up, and the mechanism where you actually receive the coins. So the terminology there is just to to kind of separate the two to have that little disconnect. So so that's something I've had to explain to the people that I've onboarded into Hex as well. So I think in terms of the actual sacrifice phase, the only reason why we as Hexicans collectively, decided that Hex was the most optimal thing to sacrifice, is because obviously, it's the common investment that we have between all of us, and it's easier to since the amount of pulse that we get will be determined by the dollar price of the thing that we sacrifice, it would be easier for us to get more pulse, for everybody to get more pulse if they sacrifice Hex, because that's the that's the thing, the one thing that most of us have large bags of. So okay. Yeah, that's just kind of the reasoning behind that.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically what that means for a lot of us is we're not only going to have our Hex bags, which are already growing in significant size, we're also about to have our P-Hex bags, and we're also about to have our shares in Pulse as well.
Yeah.
And just based off of how Hex has performed itself and what Richard has done and where these community has been able to take these projects, I wouldn't expect anything less from my P-Hex bags or even just my Pulse bags alone. So it's going to be very interesting to watch. Of course, that's just speculation.
Yeah.
But yeah, huge shout out to the people who are here. Cameron, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. Hex Tangent, thanks for being here. Looks like we got some of Vince's crowd over here. So thanks again for coming by, man. I appreciate that.
Tangent's one of my streaming idols. He's
Emmanuel,
I really love
for
his
being
show.
here, brother. Yeah, that's
awesome,
really
man.
cool.
That's great.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for coming by, guys. I really do appreciate y'all's support. But yeah, we're having a good day here in Hex. We are pumping right now. We are all waiting on Richard to release the sacrifice phase so that we can get our shares in Pulse and we can get that network going, because never know when Ethereum's gas prices are going to go back through the roof too.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've been doing little buys every day lately, and I've noticed that they've already started to go back up to almost unbearable levels. So it comes. Thing that Pulse is moving forward. Yeah,
it comes quick, and it's a shame too, because I really don't believe in the whole well, in a sense that I do. I do really believe that Hex right now is the only completed project in the space, but I also do believe that having the more good infrastructure that we can have around us is the better. So I don't really believe in the Ethereum killer ideology, but I'm really glad that we're going to have something to set new precedents in this space, because people settling at the things that we have now is the reason why people are losing millions in these bear markets.
Exactly.
This is how, if you're looking at this chart, this is how you protect your price, because most of this big up move we've been having has been in the bear market. And that's just crazy to think, because before the bear market came and everybody was talking about Hex, was like, oh, we'll just wait till the bear market gets here, and and there it is right in front of you. We outperform everything in the bear market right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's crazy to watch.
Yeah, it's always fun to look on Nomics and see Hex is the only green thing when everything else is in the red.
I was looking at. There was one point this morning I was looking at Nomics. Everything's in the red, and Hex is up 30%. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what is going on? And it's not even just crypto. Like, the world's economies are failing right now. So, and if you go over there to the Quant Gang, and you listen to Whales Only and Kareem and Maddie, they'll tell you exactly why those two things are related. There is a reason for why Hex continues to go up, and it's I highly recommend going over to the Quant Gang and watching their stream. That's who I learned from. I know Wales likes to come over there, the Hex Asians, and stream with you guys a lot. So
he's a regular. So
he's a good guy. I love hearing him talk about this stuff, because I understand it from the mathematical view. That's just how I picked it up, and he laid out the facts from the beginning. So it became pretty clear, and it's also become pretty clear that I just need to get out here. I need to start talking as well, and give other people a platform to come to and talk to, and hopefully give other people the confidence to put their voice out there.
Yeah, it's a good thing you bring that up, because actually, I know you mentioned in your intro video that you're not all that comfortable on camera, and I appreciate that you mustered up the courage to come forward and start this, because I kind of went through the same thing. Like I'm naturally kind of a quiet introverted person, but people back at the very beginning, like Hexo and RG3 and Coffee and Dollar Cost, they're the ones that kind of inspired me to get out of my comfort zone and publicly come out and support this. So
that's awesome,
it's kind of
great.
It's great to see the next generation step forward. So
definitely. I'm happy to be here. I'm gonna be here a long time. Our brother right here is also in the Cuatro Cinco Club, so he's gonna be here a long time.
Congrats.
We're excited. We're excited for it. So Crypto Games, thanks for coming by. I appreciate your support. Again, I cannot tell you guys enough how much I appreciate it. This is the first video. We got a pump today. Everybody's excited about Sacrifice. It's the perfect day to have a first video. So
man. How awesome is it that on your first stream we reach the 10-cent barrier?
10 cents. First Hexin Around episode.
So awesome.
10 cents. Let's go. That's awesome. I planned it at the right time. That's for sure.
Yeah. Richard also said he would light his candelabra again at 10 cents. So I think we might see a surprise stream from him soon, or not surprise, because everybody's expecting it already.
Oh yeah, just a warning. If it does come out that Richard is lighting the candles and he's on, I gotta make sure that I'm on for that. So we will end the stream early in case that happens. But it could be any time this week. He's an ambient person. He kind of just comes out of nowhere with it. So I kind of like that. So I'm all about it. It builds the anticipation. Everybody else is getting frustrated. I'm just ready to explode the second this thing comes out.
Yeah, seriously. I've been waiting for it for so long, and just it'll be good to kind of get it over with and just watch Pulse launch. So
yeah. It's cool to watch, and it's fun being here and just watching this because I expected, when I saw that huge wick go up, that it'd be like these other big wicks that we've seen, that it just come back down, but it went up and it's been supporting all through the morning. So we're definitely getting buy pressure at these new levels, and I think it's possible that we could be at another 10-cent floor. So
yeah, I think 10 cent might be the new floor.
And that's real interesting.
No,
it's real interesting. On the first stream, I can't that's awesome.
I wasn't expecting it, not even yesterday.
It's crazy. T-shirt value shot up almost 500. I mean, it went from 1,500 to 2,000.
I was literally
crazy.
I was explaining his, that he has kind of a hex value, but if you go, over here and you check out this T-shirt price, you have a T-shirt value too, based on how many T-shirts you have.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I was explaining to him that his T-shirt value was 1,500 times his amount of T-shirts. And then we wake up this morning and we're saying that $1,900, $2,000 T-shirts, and he's like, whoa. And
so crazy.
My T-share value, I mean, that's what I really look at compared to, I really don't. The hex value is cool, the more it goes up, but
it's funny to watch hexagons come to that realization, which I did too. It's because you normally don't really think about that, because the hex is the thing that you buy and sell, but and T-shirts aren't tradable, so I think it's always difficult at first for hexagons to first make that connection, but once they do, it's like a really big light bulb moment. So,
well, because I was a lot like Wales in the sense that whenever I came into this space, I was just looking for yield. Like, I saw that things like Diecoin and Cosmos on Coinbase were giving you 4 or 5% for staking, and it wasn't really even staking because you could just pull it out.
You can just pull it out whenever you want. Yeah.
And but I like the idea of it. Like, okay, incentivizing people to hold by paying them an interest. And so that's what got me looking around the space, and I see 40% APY, and I'm looking around like 40%, like, and I'm like, it has to be a scam, right? You know, but you know, I don't call it what it is before I know.
Yeah.
And so I got in, I put some dollars in. I didn't really have a lot. I saw what the big payday did. And as soon as that thing dropped after the big payday back to that third of a cent level, I was buying in with everything I had.
Oh, so you scooped it up after big payday.
After big payday, I'm talking the lowest of that dip. I was buying at like the very low of that third of a cent.
Wow.
And
pretty cool.
I was just putting, I'm trying to tell you, I was putting money in there I didn't even have. I was broke for about 3 or 4 months. Because one thing I knew for sure, just by looking at the chart alone, nothing in this space moves like Hex. It moves completely differently. It just has a different flow to it, and I don't know how to really explain it, but nothing in crypto looks like this. And you can try to go look, but you're not going to find it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's just really stuck out to me. And at that point in my life, I mean, I'm living in a basement right now. You know, I'm very thankful I have at least that. But you know, I didn't have anything else, and I wasn't real educated on a lot of things. So I took a shot at it. I got into the community, and the more I learned, I was just like, yeah, I made a good decision. So,
glad you took that leap of faith.
Yeah, interesting little Hex story.
Yeah, I mean, I've known this guy for about a decade, you know, so like I grew up with him in his childhood and my childhood, and you know, seeing him this passionate about a project, and I mean, I don't know shit about cryptocurrency, and I felt like he didn't really either, but you know, he did his research and he did, you know, more research, and he basically got in, and he's over here trying to get all of us in, and you know, his family in and everything, and you know, I'm just glad to have someone like him.
And it's so funny because I swear
he's a smart guy, man.
I swear my friends listen more to me than my own family does. I swear. They're harder because they know you. They know all the mistakes you made.
Exactly.
They're like, I don't know about that.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I've heard that from multiple Hexicans, not just you. So there's definitely something there that I don't know. Hexicans just kind of have a special bond from being able to understand this stuff.
I don't know. You know, if one of my siblings walked up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm most likely going to be a millionaire," I'd be like, "Get out of my face."
You'd be like,
It's and also crypto it's cutting edge technology, and you know, billionaires don't the top of the hierarchies who have all the professionals doing all the research still don't understand it, obviously. And it's like, you know, a lot. If you don't understand crypto, don't feel bad about it because it's still new. Like, this is evolution to me. You know, once we created technology, evolution just started moving at a much faster pace, and that's kind of how I see crypto in general. Like dematerializing financial products was inevitable, and nobody else has really done it yet. Hex is the real, in my opinion, dematerialized financial product that you can actually use to earn real trustless yield, and only you can do it. There is no third party, there is no censorship. It's just you and the work that you do with the code. That's it. And I don't know anything else like that exists, because even when you get into the other parts of this space, that, you know, people are getting rich just speaking, or I wouldn't say rich, but are getting paid just speaking about. And they're not really offering the products that they're advertising. They're not. And that's,
or in some cases they are, but you know that they're profiting from
it's messed up to me, because I see all the eggshells that Richard is stepping on, having to put the best product in crypto out there. And maybe that's just all a part of the growth process. You know, I don't know anything about marketing. And, you know, he's done, the way I see it, he's done everything just the way it's supposed to be done. You know, he's stayed diligent, you know. in my opinion, professional. You know, a lot of people wouldn't see that because he doesn't stay PC. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think he's kept it real professional because he's kept everybody who's involved in mind. And you know, he may not speak on that, but he does. He keeps everybody in mind.
Yeah.
He doesn't want people to lose money. He doesn't want people to feel scammed. He wants people to, you know, feel good about coming into this new kind of technology where we can get rid of people like banks. And right now, those other people in the space that are bringing them in and then dragging them down the fucking road,
Yeah.
that's why people don't want to come into the space. And it's why people don't, you know, want to try new things that, you know, could help us remove people like banks who are making all of our lives miserable.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
and it's just a huge butterfly effect when you're getting out there knowing damn well you don't know everything there is to know.
Yeah.
And trying to speak on it, because I personally don't know, you know, everything that there is to know out there, but I'm not going to try to speak on something I don't know. And it seems like there's a lot of that in the influence space that's not Hex right now. Which is why I created this channel. I want to drag people over here and bring them into a community that's about seeking truth, because that's what's important right now. Because if, you know,
that's awesome. Yeah.
Because the truth is the only thing standing between Hex and the rest of the world right now. That's it. It's just the truth. So, you know, I think it's going to be amazing to watch because, you know, as a lot of people have said, this is just the beginning. I mean, we aren't listed on most listing sites that we should be listed on in the correct spot that we should be listed. We're being gate kept. We're not on any, you know, exchange that general and popularized people, you know, like are generally using, you know, like things like Coinbase or, you know, Robinhood, the things that are getting people to come into crypto. We're not on any of these. Because again, they're dragging those people through the freaking mud right now. You know, and it's just sad that like we're the only thing going up and we're not listed on things that people are using to buy crypto. That's not good. That's not,
especially up by such a big margin, like 30%, and
30%.
We're not even blown up yet.
Like it was literally 2 4-hour weeks. It was like 8 hours that we went up 30%. Nothing else in crypto is doing that right now.
Like that shit's crazy.
Nothing. Yeah, it's a real tricky thing with the centralized exchange thing because Richard kind of he has kind of like a nuanced position where he I'm sure he would like Hex to be listed on, you know, all those big exchanges for the eyeballs, but at the same time he's mentioned several times that, you know, like a lot of them they actually charge a listing fee, and so you know, it's kind of like almost extortion in a way. And plus they can like delist coins at any time they want. So.
I'm gonna answer a question here from my good friend Cameron. Cameron, yes, we are saying Hexicans. We also have Hex Asians. If you want to make one up and cut another cloth of the Hex, you know, go for it.
Honestly, you can make up any term that you want, really.
Yeah, we're cut from all cloths here, but Hexicans is a big community, and I would definitely consider myself a Hexican. No offense over to the Hex Asians. I've just been I feel like I came into the Hexicans first, but you know we're all, you know, we're all different.
We're all the same.
We're all the same too. We all come together and you know, bring those differences to a point. So yeah.
We all make green candles.
Exactly. We're all making green candles, and if you don't know what that means,
go ahead and take a look.
Right there.
Go ahead and take a look. That's a green candle.
It looks like we got some people taking profit, but
my god. Yeah, definitely. That doesn't surprise me at all. But I mean, just look,
not at all.
It comes back that they sell it out, and it's already being bought back up, and that's why
it's already.
That's why I think this 10. I mean, look at it. We even said this 10 cent might be a floor. That's where it went to before he got bought back up. So yeah, we're making moves. The trend is skyrocketing right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens, you know, over the next couple days, because As we have mentioned, we're also waiting on the sacrifice phase released by Richard. And once that happens, we can imagine more people are going to be buying Hex to sacrifice it and get their shares of pulls.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just, God, dude, to just not know, to not know a lot about it, but just know that Richard Hart is going to do a good job with it, that's insane. Like, I've never met this man, but yet for whatever reason, I trust him with everything. Because of things like this. You know what this is? This is validation. This is performance. This is I said I was gonna do something and now I'm doing it, as opposed to all the other lying where get to our face 24/7. This is, hey, I'm gonna do something, and this is it happening right now. Right in front of our faces. So, I have validation and reasons to believe that I can trust this guy.
Exactly.
I really do. And that's why I think Pulse Chain is just going to be incredible. It's going to be awesome to.
Yeah. I mean, if it's anything we know about Richard Hart, I feel like he's such a competitive person, and he has such a big ego, and I mean that in a good way, because he really hates to lose. So I see him doing everything in his power to make sure that EHEX, PHEX, and Pulse all succeed, and he wants to be able to brag on Twitter and tell his haters, "I told you so." So
and I think it's to me personally, I think it's good to have an ego. But if you're gonna talk shit, talk shit, back it up, and he does.
Exactly.
And that's that's for where I'm from. That's what we call some real shit.
Can't argue with that.
He says it and he means it, and that's a respectable feature in my eyes. So I'm very glad to have somebody like him as a leader of this community.
Yeah.
And I'm just honored to be a part of a group of people who, see him as a thought leader and are doing what they can in their lives to get to his level. Because, the more we try to do that, the stronger we're going to become, and the more, because imagine if we just have a bunch of Richards running around, nobody's going to be able to stop us.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all different, of course. We'll all always have our same different features, but having that kind of attribute in thought leadership is, I think he's giving it to all of us, and I think that's why we're all here right now.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Great, just awesome to have him.
Great.
Let's see. I actually would like to go take a look at nomics. Why not?
Sure. Let's do that.
All right. So a lot of us don't count Tether, but we are just. And why don't
they can just cheat by printing more anyway? So
why don't we count Tether? Because it's just tied to the dollar bill. Why would we count something in crypto that's just tied to the dollar bill? That's as simple as I'm going to put that. And also, I would just like to take a difference here, because Hex is number 4 on this list right now. I'm pretty sure they just list by market caps as far as the ranking goes. So we're just under 2 billion from passing Tether if you count it, but we're only, what is this? A 4x from being where Ethereum is right now, and that's crazy. That's crazy. We're talking 40 cents to have the same market cap as something that is $1,900. Now, and this isn't rhetorical. I mean, this is an actual question. Why is that important? Why is Hex, even with these low numbers of small volume, because we're only sitting at $50 million in volume. We're only sitting at 10 cents in price, yet we've got a $60 billion market cap. Is that simply just because of our large supply?
Yeah, it's simply just it's just the math formula of market price times I think it's circulating supply. I'm not sure if it's circulating or total, but so that's basically just what it is. And so Richard always likes to say market cap is pretty much meaningless, and it's just a vanity metric to just kind of show you
fair enough.
The total of how something's doing. So
if I may ask, because I've never really asked this, and I think I should now, so that I can actually use it in the future. What is the actual difference between liquidity and volume?
Well, liquidity is just like, for example, in Uniswap, you have instead of traditional order books, they have it's just made up of bids and asks. But for like on Uniswap, there's instead people pool money
Yes.
into it on both sides. So liquidity it just points to how much money is actually pooled in there. But volume just has to do with like how big each trade is and how much money was actually moving around in each trade. So
like this right here, how it says, or I guess we could do volume 2 USDC. So we have 61 million hex. Is that a metric of like volume or liquidity there?
That's liquidity. That's
liquidity. Just, so that's how much is actually in USDC for.
Yeah, that's telling you just how much is sitting in the pool for people to buy or sell into. So
cool.
Yeah, because I mean, that's just sitting on Uniswap right now.
Yeah. These are just some metrics that like I look at and I feel like I kind of know what they are, but they still kind of confuse me when people start using the terms a lot.
I haven't actually used Apex.win that much, but I was playing around with this a couple days ago, and that's just a handy thing to show you how much liquidity is still in Uniswap.
Yeah, I don't know why I really like this web page.
It's really nicely laid out.
It's really straightforward. It gives you your total volume. It gives you how much is being staked. It gives you what your APY is for that day. You get your prices. I mean, everything's laid out here right in front of you. I love this page. If you guys haven't checked it out, apphex.win/charts, go check it out. It's nice. Because I've been watching this thing since like here. And I mean, so it's just crazy looking at it where it is now.
There's another stats site that I think you may not have known of since you came in after BBD, but it's info.io.
What is it? Sorry.
I put it in the private chat.
Oh.
So that I kind of like using that one because it has a similar function where you can kind of like plug in your ETH address and then it'll just kind of show you all your stakes and stuff. But I do kind of like the other one a little more. I'm just more used to this one because I've been using it longer. So, but yeah, it kind of gave you metrics of all the adoption amplifier stuff.
Oh,
that happened back in the launch phase and all that kind of stuff. Interesting little bit of trivia. Most Texicans actually moved away from this site because the creator of this site, he actually went on to support a copycat coin of ours and made a similar site for them. So just kind of like in a statement of a political protest, we kind of mostly stopped using this site, and then we kind of supported the Apex.win and some of the other ones. So,
what a shame, dude.
Yeah.
That guy, what a mistake.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. It's still pretty useful sometimes.
My thing is that in life, most of the time you just got to tell yourself to choose it. You got to do one thing. Like you sit in an indecisive zone for too long, and you're gonna miss so many opportunities and put yourself in worse situations than being in that in between place. You're gonna get smacked from every direction. Don't do it to yourself. Just be straightforward. Find something. Do your research. If you don't like it, move to the next. Because that's a shame. I would hate to be in Hex and then just go support a copycat coin.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like, I theorized that the reason he did that was because they were just launching around that time. They had a later launch, and the creator of that site, he wanted to capture the referrals, the referral bonuses that they had going on in their launch phase. So that's kind of why he was a bit of an opportunist, and he just kind of jumped over there because he thought he could make more money that way. So But I mean, I guess it's good that he left the site up because I think there's still a cost to leaving the site up. So I guess credit for that. I guess. But, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't know. That's funny. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I would say, what an asshole. How could he leave us? But we're doing just fine without him. So
yeah. I mean,
sorry, guy. Try
if he
again
wants, he'll
next
come
time.
His
back.
loss.
Yeah.
Try again next time.
His
That's all
loss,
right.
gain.
He'll buy and hire.
Yeah.
At some
If
point.
he hasn't already. Yeah.
Yeah. For real. Maddie, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
Maddie.
you for showing your support.
Thanks,
I appreciate you. I love your guys' show over there. I'm a huge fan. If you guys ever want to have me on, hit me up. Or if you guys ever want to come on here, just DM me, please. Awesome that those guys are coming in and checking it out. Like I said, I've been watching them for months, so it's awesome that they're coming by showing their support.
Yeah. It's good to have the support of people you look up to.
Yeah, there's some good people, man. I really wish I had gone to Vegas this year.
Me too. I couldn't go for because I had stuff to take care of back home, but
yeah, we're definitely gonna have
year.
to get to a Hex meetup. I definitely want to shake everybody's hands and they just the way they described it of how surreal it was to know how real everybody in this community really is, and that's definitely an experience I want to have, and I'd get out there and meet everybody because there's some awesome characters in this community, and I would love to just get to meet some of them and put my eyes on them in person because that's just I don't know, it's the experiences you don't forget, that's for sure.
Yeah,
it's real shit.
Yeah, that's real shit.
Yeah.
You see that clip of RG3 on top of the tank giving his little speech? That was so epic.
This dude's just Captain America on top of a tank in Vegas, screaming about Hex at the top of his lungs.
Yeah.
I got
General Patton there.
Huge shout out to RG3 over there too. My brother was a Marine, so I got huge respect for all of our military brothers in the community. You guys definitely have my support, and guys like that, they're like the big brothers of the community. You're not gonna mess with us. So it's nice to have those guys around for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is just awesome, man. I mean, that's a good leg up. I've been praying for 10 cents. I knew it was going to come either way, but it's still nice to see it, especially creating a new little floor there. There's no telling where we're about to go when Richard releases this sacrifice phase here, and probably a few days, because he did say on Twitter he does plan to come out with it this week. He did say really too. So, obviously, anything could happen, and he wants to make sure that he's putting the best product out there. So, don't hold it to him too hard. That guy's working his hardest to make sure we all have infrastructure to buy our Hex on. So
yeah, that's very true. Like, you can only have a launch once, so you need to make sure he gets everything right. So,
definitely. So let him do his thing. Don't rush him too much. Let that man take his time, because he's done a hell of a job with everything he's put out so far. So
and getting all that flack for people out here calling him a scammer and shit. And
dude, we were watching Peter McCormick videos last night, just laughing and because I had to show him. I was like, you can just tell the difference between the general influencers and the people who actually know what the hell they're talking about.
Exactly.
And I had to show him Richard Hart versus Peter McCormick because it's so obvious.
Did you show him both times?
Yeah. I showed him. I showed him the little compilation that shows him the best moments through both of those.
Yeah, that's a good compilation. Yeah.
He's like, stop being a little bitch and answer the question, Peter.
So savage. I like how he actually tried to be nice to him the first time around, but then
he really did. Yeah.
Second time, he just went all savage on him.
Well, I was also showing him the video with all the lawyers,
Yeah.
The three different lawyers, and you had the two guys that just couldn't shut up for 5 seconds to let them talk. And then you actually had the guy in the top corner who was sitting there actually trying to learn. And I think Richard picked that up. And so, you could tell, sometimes he gets into these situations and you could tell for most people, he wouldn't even try. But if he has one person in the room that's going to take a second look at Hex, he's going to do it because that's, he's going to do his best to explain it because, like, that guy's a marketer, man. And I ain't never seen marketing done by anybody the way he's done it. I mean, Hex is a $60 billion project, and he doesn't spend money on advertisement. So that should really tell you, how good this guy actually is at marketing.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's interesting you bring up that lawyer stream. I actually had the fortune of watching that live the morning that it happened, because that's the exact morning that Hex launched, actually. It was so interesting to watch him like just demolish all of them, and you could tell that he didn't really even get any sleep. Like he looked like completely like tired on stream, but he still managed to just kind of own all of them on stream. So,
Richard definitely he knows how to handle
boss.
his own. Yeah, he knows how to handle his own, and he's a if you're not against him, he's a great guy to just talk to.
If you show him respect, he'll respect you back. And,
like he's gonna educate you and give you like real information, like not like not like the real information that these people are getting from the news or Facebook or YouTube influencers. Like real knowledge that came from real experience, from doing and trying real things. That's just another element of this whole community. Everybody's doing that. Everybody's doing it now because they see his example. And also, I would like to point that out in the influencer space. You notice how a lot of these people are starting to use like terminologies and also starting to add things to their projects that Richard has been doing for like a year and a half now. Like it's like little things here and there that like somebody will say, and I'll be like, they stole that from Richard, because I ain't never heard anybody use that. Like I can't remember what it was. Like somebody said something, and they were like, what did they say? But they said something, and I was like, he straight up stole that from Richard. Like only Richard said that.
Actually, remember how we talked about market cap? He keeps saying that market cap is a vanity metric. I think I've actually heard some other
it's just like
YouTubers
it's the
start to use that term. Yes.
It's little terminology
here and there. Yeah,
they started to see the success that he has, and now you can see some, like, it's slowly happening. But I've seen it. I've definitely seen it where people just say something, and I'm like, you did not used to say that.
I mean, that's how you know you're successful, when you got a bunch of people, copying you pretty much. So they see that and they're like, I want a piece of that.
Stealing your stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
and like I said, it's weird to me because, again, I don't understand anything about markets. I don't understand how these things move, the different stages of economic growth to these kind of projects. But what I do understand is, how could everybody sit by and not notice this thing? Again, the world's economies are failing. Crypto isn't in the bull market anymore. I just don't necessarily like it. It's just crazy to me that this thing hasn't already gone viral, to me, like, honestly. I've never experienced anything like this. I've never experienced games nor community like this. Obviously, it's brought me to the table. I'm here now. I'm doing videos. Like, it's just completely different project. Doing completely different things. So
could you pull up Tangent's last comment real quick? He kind of answered your question there.
Oh yeah.
It's Elio Trades. He's still reflexivity.
I actually think that is what it was. But you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it all, like, as we go on. You're gonna keep seeing it throughout the space, because, again, Richard, over the past, what is it, like a little bit over a year and a half now, has been successful through the bull market, the bear market, whatever market you want to call it, the both market. I don't care. He's been successful in it. Hex has gone up in it. So
yeah.
Let's see.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's these guys, a lot of these guys are like, all right, all I got to do is put out a video. A lot of people listen to it. They get completely fucked off of it. But hey, I'm getting paid by my sponsors. I mean, Peter McCormick literally admitted to it on stream. On stream. Like I physically do not understand it. And then he's all like, well, if I work for a car company, I'm not going to go sell better cars. And he's like, that's because you're literally a piece of shit. You know what a car should be. Like what a car you know what a good car is. Why are you going to work at a dealership that's promoting shitty ones?
Like just owning him on so many levels.
The morals of that guy, man.
What was the other one? He was like
about the cheeseburger.
Yeah, he was like, so if I give you a cheeseburger and you got to walk to get it, it's not free. He's like, you're a fucking scammer.
Oh man,
yeah, that shit was funny. I ain't even gonna lie.
Richard kills me, man.
Yeah, it's so funny. On that stream, that crypto banter stream, you guys have seen it, right?
No, I don't think so. Which one?
I don't think I
that was the one that I think Tangent was referencing, but that happened like last week, and it was interesting because like I thought that Richard and Elio would kind of get into like some disagreements about things.
But no, I did see that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the one with Ran and Alex from Celsius. Yeah,
I still work 40 hours at a grocery store right now, so most of the time, the managers get out of there and I stick a headphone in and I'm just listening to whatever stream's going. So a lot of the times I don't even look at what's going on. I'm just listening to whatever I put in my ear that day. But yeah, I actually did watch that.
Yeah, I just find it funny that how they kind of like agreed on a lot of the points, but on Twitter there's been a history of Elio, I think, calling like Hex a scam and all that. So
yeah, and Richard's just such a good debater. Like I don't know how any of these influencers actually get into this space and just like don't like. They watch his videos and then still test him. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, did you even watch any of his videos? Like, you're just gonna go into a debate with somebody blindsided who has exactly who he is on the internet for free.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get wrecked. Like,
he
knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. He's a Bitcoin OG, so yeah, if anybody knows what he's talking about, it's him.
Yeah, and that was another thing about Richard, was just his history in general. Like, you look at a guy who's been he's been in this space as long as it's been around. He's been retired for
Yeah, he was retired and rich before crypto.
Yeah, and I mean, he says he's in his 40s. He said he was retired at like, what was it, 22, 23, something like that.
24,
yeah.
Which is actually the ages I'm getting to, so, interesting. But, that guy's background, this guy has been doing these kinds of things a long time. And now he has technology that he can use as a tool to spread it to other people.
Yep.
Like he's been doing these things in marketing a long time. We're talking, at least 20 years. And nobody really, I don't think a lot of people really know who Richard Hart is yet. You know, so he's not somebody who necessarily cares about, fame or, anything like that. Everybody knows who Elon Musk is.
Yeah.
But, Richard, has been doing, really good, economically powerful things for a long time, and a lot of people just don't even know who he is yet. So I think a lot of people come into this space thinking he's just some newbie, and he's not. This guy's a fucking veteran, and he's been doing it in the shadows for a long time, offering people products. He's traveled the world and done it. That's
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The guy's got experience, and I think a lot of people underestimate him just because the crypto space is somewhat new. And so he gets really underlooked because a lot of people want to come into this new technology pretending they know everything about it.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
I mean, he's giving away this knowledge for free. I mean, he's using all these platforms, Twitter, YouTube, and
Yeah.
a lot of people will charge for that. They'll be like,
that's what I'm
"Oh,
saying. Like, why would he create a scam which is used to take people's money and then give away information for free? Like,
Yeah.
exactly."
like
Because
Yeah.
the only people that call it scams are people that don't do their research about it. Because if you sit there and have a conversation with him, he will explain to you why it's not, and if you can understand it coherently, you'll understand it's not a scam. You'll be like, "Oh, okay, maybe you're right. I'll check it out from this different perspective instead of just bullshitting and calling it a scam because I don't understand it."
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah. So
Man, we're already at
Dunning-Kruger effect, where the stupid people don't know what they don't know.
Exactly.
So
we're already at 55 minutes. That's a good little hour we already got in here.
Nice.
We're at 6 people currently in the stream, so thank y'all for sticking around, watching the conversation. We appreciate y'all. And of course, thank you to everybody who was able to stop by anyways and show your support, even if it was just for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's always welcome.
Yeah, and you guys are, again, you two are awesome for showing up today. I appreciate y'all. Obviously,
of course, man. Thanks for having
thank you for having me. Yeah,
of course, it's been a good conversation too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, on the show, I'm gonna try to have more presentations for you guys. I'm gonna try to go into deeper details on things like Hex, and obviously whenever Pulse Chains comes out, the differences between eHex and pHex. I'm going to try to go into a lot of different things. I'm going to try to get slideshows and presentations. I didn't really have a presentation today, so we're just watching Hex go up instead. But yeah, on this stream a lot, I'm going to try to actually do presentations, talk about more educational things.
That's cool. Yeah.
I know that there are some other streams going on this morning, and obviously with everybody watching the price and watching the sacrifice phase coming out, I didn't want to go too much into detail yet, because once everything comes out, I'm going to have so much more to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we'll be here for that. I mean, we'll always sit here and we're ready to talk about anything. I mean, I'm sitting here just absorbing all this information that you guys are putting out. And, hopefully I can use that.
Awesome.
Take it.
Yeah, man.
Because it's
crazy.
You'll be a good influence on all the people that come in after you as well.
Exactly. So. Yeah. I get to tell them my story and be like, I was on the fence about it.
Exactly.
I'm glad I got in when I did.
Yeah, and we got historical footage too, so they can go back and watch the process of somebody not really knowing much and taking it in.
Yeah. Oh, just to backtrack a little bit, on the presentation front, you're actually going to have, I would say, a pretty easy time with the whole pHex eHex thing, because I think in terms of like technical differences, I don't think there actually will be any, because they're going to be pretty much identical.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to change is going to be different is like the market price and the share price, but everything under the hood is going to be exactly the same. So
yeah, the mechanisms and the functions will be completely different. The contract itself is not changing at all.
Yeah.
The only difference is that they're going to be
the user behavior
they're really going to be on two different networks, and depending on who wants to use what network changes the market value of that network, therefore giving these their own price. That's the only reason that they're separated, but they both provide the same function. They're just on two different networks.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind
of
oh, go ahead.
Because of that, I will go ahead and really elaborate on the fact that if you don't have a lot of T-shares, get what you can before the split, because once it splits, you're gonna have double those bags. So if you want to, the more you get, the more automatic double you get, the more you're gonna gain just from that snapshot. And then if you have anything extra, throw it into that sacrifice phase, because I'm pretty sure the sacrifice phase is gonna come before the snapshot, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So, because there needs to be data for how much crypto people sacrificed before a snapshot even happens. So the snapshot will serve the purpose of crediting people for their sacrifices, and also the system state of Hex from Ethereum to copy over to Pulse. So
yeah, and just so that anybody doesn't whenever we say snapshot, if anybody doesn't know what that terminology is, that's just the moment that the network split, if I'm correct, officially. Like the snapshot is when they officially fork off, right?
Well, no, that's
Or like they officially like.
It's just taking just basically taking an exact picture of the block for it to start at, but it won't necessarily start at that moment. It's just a kind of a reference point to that they look at to start the first block of pulse. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there might be a little bit of a time lag between when they take the snapshot and when the actual network goes live. So,
okay, so they're
yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Yeah, well, another little background about me. I'm actually going to school for computer science right now because when I got into Hex, I was actually going to school for physics. Everything that was going on with COVID, I couldn't even get to my damn school. And physics is probably the most hands-on degree you could probably take. So that wasn't really working out for me. So I dropped out and I started going to online school. And obviously there's a lot of mixed opinions about education, but it keeps my mind busy, it keeps me learning, so I like to stay in school. But I'm actually going to school for computer science right now, and I would love to, continue to, like right now I'm actually beginning to learn, the basics of coding and things like that. So I would love to, really continue that and hopefully get to the point that I could do like, certain levels of developing and
Nice.
hopefully actually, because really right now, if I had the abilities to, I would create a fiat on ramp for Hex like immediately. Like that would be my priority because I know the community needs one, and I don't necessarily have those skills to make that happen yet. But if I, so that's another thing about me. You guys will hear me talk about, the technology a lot. For me personally, I think Hex has done enough with the financial side to, it's not about the technology, when it comes to Hex. When it comes to Hex, it's purely financial when it comes to me because we live in a world where people are milking us like cows. So, I look at something like Hex and I want it to be one of the top financial assets on this planet because it works better than anything else and it treats people better than anything else. So for that very reason, I'm very financial when it comes to the Hex project. I'm not going to talk a lot of technological aspects, but you are going to hear me talk a lot about technology because I do want to get into coding. I do want to get into developing. I do want to learn all these different things about, why this technology works and how we can continue to evolve these tools so that we can continue to create things like Hex that make the world a better place. So you guys will hear me talk a lot about things like that because I am growing my knowledge on those things. So I wanted to mention that. And
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we can look forward to some big things coming from you.
Yeah, I think this community has inspired me in a lot of different ways, and that's why I'm here to kind of tell you guys my story, where Hex has taken me. Because like I said, back in the pandemic, I mean, all the way down to my job and my school, I lost everything. And I will be damned if I am ever humiliated by this damn country like that again. The political pony show was just an absurd embarrassment. And it still is. And that all comes from the fact that we have very shitty money. We have very shitty money. And until we fix it, the politics are redundant because we need a foundation. We need a base. And quite frankly, whether people like it or not, economics is our base. And since the history of the world, everything has been built on top of some kind of economic system in any society. And everybody wants to look at the politics first. They're redundant. Those people are going to continue to manipulate us till we fix, what they're using to manipulate us.
Yeah, I agree. Politics doesn't really fix anything.
And really, quite frankly, if you want me to put it straight to everybody who's watching, they're not even manipulating anymore. They're straight up lying to our fucking face, and all of us should know it by now. So that's just something I wanted to throw in there.
That's cool. Yeah. As I like to say, fix the money, fix the world, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. You said it. Yeah, you said it just that way. Yeah, that's an important concept, and that's I think that's kind of how I really want to wrap it up here. We talked about a lot of different things, but I think people should really understand, what we're trying to get at here. There is a relationship between economics and all of our sociology, and for whatever reason, good products, real good raw products, they bring the best out in people, and I think that's why Hex is important. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show today. You guys are awesome. Crypto Vince, stay in touch with me, Vince, because I absolutely loved having you on the show today. I want to have you on again.
Cool. Thank you so much.
And if you guys ever want us to come over there and fill the spot on the Hex Asian show, please let us know. Like I said, I still work all week, but I'm mostly available, before 3 p.m. any day, so mostly in the mornings, and then I'm off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesdays. So if like I said, just hit me up. Just let me know. Everybody who's watching, leave a like, please subscribe. You can find all of us on Twitter by the names that we have right here. I actually think, Alex, your Twitter name's a little actually I think
I think I changed mine back to this just for that reason.
So I will get our Twitter links in our bios, or I'll get the Twitter links in the description for y'all. Thank you everybody for coming by and showing your support today. It was a really fun show, really fun talking to you gentlemen. We'll definitely have to do it again. So thanks again for coming by. You guys be safe, all right?
You too, man.
Cool.
Nice meeting you.
Sir Hex-a-lot out.
Nice meeting you.